I want you all to take a minute and imagine this. You're a teenager navigating the typical ups and downs of a high school life. You're thinking about your future, your friends, and navigating a part-time job. Now imagine adding a significant, life-changing decision to the mix, translating your gender. This is not just a hypothetical situation for many young people. Ryan, who began her transition as a teenager, shares her experiences. While in hormone therapy, I wasn't required to see any therapist or any sort of doctor at all. I walked in on one therapist appointment a year and a half after starting my journey to get approval for top surgery. We talked for 30 minutes and then my therapist emailed the insurance for approval, just like that. Ryan's story might sound like a straightforward journey, but it opens up to a much deeper conversation about the complications and implications of such decisions. Imagine facing significant medical risks, navigating the cognitive challenges of making life-altering decisions at a young age, and doing that with the potential for long-term regret. Ryan's experience brings these issues into sharp focus and unnecessarily to be careful. Consideration and comprehensive support for teenagers is such a pivotal moment.
Hi, my name is Connor.
And my name is Joey.
We've been exploring the medical, ethical, and implications of allowing gender-affirming surgeries for minors under the age of 18.
And now we'll talk about the medical risks. Gender-affirming surgeries are complex and carry significant medical risks, including anesthesia complications, infection, and future corrective surgeries. These risks are heightened in adolescents whose bodies are still developing. As a note in an article by the National Center for Biotech Information in November 14, 2022, children as young as 10 who don't have capacity for informed consent. Dr. Mark Siegel, a clinical professor at NYU Langone Medical Center, warned us against gender-affirming surgeries. For minors, due to long-term risks such as bone loss, concentration difficulties, and infertility. Associated with puberty blockers and surgeries, as well as stated in an article by Fox News, February 8, 2024. He notes that several European countries, such as Sweden and France, restrict these treatments for adolescents in favor of prioritizing mental health support. Dr. Siegel advocates for a conservative approach to care, emphasizing the importance of addressing underlying mental health concerns before assessing irreversible medical interventions. I want you to take a minute and imagine this.
Adolescents are still developing their decision-making abilities. According to neuroscientific research and prefrontal cortex, responsible for irrational decision-making is not developed until the mid-20s. The National Institute of Medical Health revised on 2003 notes that the brain part of our prefrontal cortex is one of the last parts to mature. The area is responsible for planning, prioritizing, and good decision-making. They emphasize that teen years are about fine-tuning and how the brain works, highlighting ongoing development under development. Cherub's story, as reported on April 7, 2021, illustrates the challenges and regrets that can arise from premature decisions and gender-affirming surgery. After a difficult childhood and puberty struggles, Belle transitioned into puberty blockers at age 16 and double mastectomy at 20. She later detransitioned after 5 years, realizing that transitioning did not revolve around underlying issues, leading to significant physical and emotional consequences. Belle's case underscores the importance of comprehensive individual care through evaluations for young people considering irreversible medical treatments. In addition to medical risks, there are documented instances of individuals who undergo gender-affirming surgeries and later regret their decisions, choosing to detransition. According to a study cited by National Care for Biotechnology Information on November 14, 2022, out of 7,928 patients, 77 expressed regret. 12 of those were trans men, 57 were trans women, and and 8 not specified. Reasons for regret commonly included difficulties or dissatisfaction with their new gender role, as well as failures in achieving their psychological sort of goals. In an article updated by New York Post on June 19, 2022, Chloe states, "I was failed by the system. I literally lost my organs." At 12, she decided that she was transgender. By 15, she had undergone a double mastectomy. Less than a year later, she realized she had made a mistake. Now 17, she's part of a growing group of detransitions who regret their early medical transitions. She emphasizes the emotional and psychological impact of her decision, advocating for more comprehensive medical health evaluations before minors go through such irreversible treatments. Reflecting on these risks and potential outcomes, it's evident that decisions to undergo gender-affirming surgeries as a minor is a complex matter. The crisis of disconnection, if left unresolved, will continue to impact individuals and communities alike.
Transgender youth and their families face unique challenges that require a supportive and inclusive environment. According to an article from Philadelphia Fight Community Health Center's Access on June 10, 2024, by redefining vulnerability as a source of strength and connection, we can cultivate belonging through educational resources, support groups, and access to LGBT-friendly healthcare. Tools like HealthyMinds.org and provider directories ensure comprehensive support, aiming to establish a safe space where transgender individuals and their families feel valued and empowered. One potential objection to the plan. Some argue that delaying surgery until age 18 could worsen gender dysphoria and lead to negative mental health outcomes for transgender minors unable to access surgical interventions. Refuted potential objections to your plan. Despite efforts, transgender youth continue to face challenges. As noticed by the CDC, last reviewed November 4, 2021, transgender youth reports feel isolated in school environments and find sexual health education unhelpful due to a lack of relevant information and negative self. This underscores the need for more effective strategies to support transgender youth. Comprehensive measures must address these barriers to create an inclusive and affirming environment.
Considering these challenges and objections, it's clear that cautious and well-considered approach is necessary when addressing the needs to transgender youth. The crisis of disconnection, if left resolved, will continue to impact individuals and communities alike. In a society that represents full autonomy, young people can explore their gender identities without undue pressure. Dr. J. Stewart emphasizes on May 16, 2020, transgender questioning gender diverse people, especially those under the age of 18, need more support, not less. We need less judgment, not more. With comprehensive support and guidance, gender diverse youth can confidently navigate their gender journeys, making choices that align with their authentic selves, fostering more an inclusive society. Without these measures, gender diverse youth can face judgment, inadequate support, potentially leading to premature decisions with long-term consequences. It's crucial to prioritize supportive decisions and informed resources to empower gender diverse youth, respecting and promoting acceptance to diverse gender identities. Reflecting on these considerations, it's evident that fostering supportive environment for transgender youth is crucial for their well-being. The crisis of disconnection not being addressed will continue to profound impact on individuals and communities. We have now explored creating a supportive environment for transgender youth and families through legislative measures. Enhanced counseling, support systems, educational programs reviewed regularly. According to an article from Philadelphia Fight Community Health Centers on June 10, 2024, refining vulnerability as a strength and connections can foster belonging and empowerment. Here's how you can implement these decisions in your advocacy. Advocate for legislation restricting gender-affirming surgeries to individuals aged 18 and below. Second, support the development of mental health support systems for transgender youth. Third, promote educational to increase awareness of gender dysmorphia and support transgender students. And lastly, establish a school board to monitor policies and programs that implement gender diverse students. Critiques have been focusing on potential distress and harm to transgender minors, arguing that delaying surgery until the age of 18 could worsen gender dysmorphia and lead to medical health outcomes. These outcomes can be prioritized, like transgender youth report being isolated in school environments. Implementing this plan affects the physical and psychological well-being of transgender youth and creates a supportive environment, fostering belonging and empowerment. As we refine vulnerability as a strength and connection, let's build a youth with, regardless of gender identity, and live healthy and beautiful lives.